Industry colleagues, friends, it is indeed a great honor to address on this special occasion to mark the 70 years of diplomatic relations between India and the Federal Republic of Germany. Since India's independence, the trade between the two countries has continued to grow. As you all know, German engineering is synonymous to precision, high quality, and efficient designing. Over the years, the investment in capital, knowledge, and technology sharing has developed an ecosystem that augments this narrative in India as well. For example, to observe the company that I head in South Asia, Southeast Asia, Middle East, and Africa region, staying true to the founding principle of protecting people, the environment, and assets from the technology-related risk has worked very closely with the industries in India for over 27 years by catering to their testing, certification, advisory, and training services. Today, more than 1,700 German companies are active in India, forming this ecosystem. Germany is India's largest trading partner in Europe and among India's top 10 global trade partners, valued at more than 21 billion euros. I believe the economic partnership between the two nations will make a significant contribution in tackling the greatest challenge of climate change that we all face today. For several years now, scientists have been alarming us of the effects of climate change, but the global economic system, trapped in its cycle of wasteful and inefficient use of resources, has been unable to respond adequately. Despite the pledges in Paris Pact, global greenhouse gases emissions continue to rise. All nations are being affected by the climate change, but to paraphrase George Orwell's immortal lines, some are more affected than others, and India is amongst them. For reasons that range from climatological to economic and demographic, India is likely to be among the countries hardest hit by the climate change. On one hand, it has the aspirations of hundreds and millions of Indians who want a better and more prosperous life, where the government needs to pursue policies aimed at a faster economic growth. On the other hand, climate change is a real threat. Acknowledging this, India has taken steps towards transitioning to a carbon neutral economy. Significant progress is being achieved on several fronts. For example, India has set a target to reach 500 gigawatt of installed capacity of renewable energy by 2030. Of this, 150 gigawatt has already been achieved, and this includes the hydro as well. Secondly, India's national hydrogen mission target to produce 3/4 of its hydrogen from renewable resources by 2050. Furthermore, India is also committed to EV 30 at 30 initiative, which targets a 30% share of EVs in new car sales by 2030. While the government is providing the required impetus, the industry is steadily driving this narrative further with initiatives announced by almost all major corporates like Reliance, Adani, Startup, Aditya Birla, to name a few. The foundation for such a transition is green tech. Four technologies, namely green energy, enhanced energy efficiency, e-mobility, and materials efficiency, I believe are likely to have a greatest positive impact on India. TÜV SÜD's experience in successfully holding the certification body under UNFCCC in India and also working on climate change projects across the world under the voluntary carbon schemes like Gold Standards, Vera, to name a few, has given us the experience to work with the government of India and many other governments. I believe Germany's experience in these green technologies and their importance to India presents an excellent opportunity for enhanced economic cooperation. It will not only help the country to manage its carbon footprint, but also create opportunities for sustainable economic growth and employment. The second and related pillar is Industry 4.0. This term, first coined in Germany, refers to convergence of various technologies like big data, artificial intelligence. According to UNIDO report, Industry 4.0 could contribute to finding new ways of dealing with significant global challenges such as climate change, lack of access to clean energy, and reducing the digital divide. Globally, to help the manufacturing community to accelerate the digital transformation by adopting Industry 4.0, the World Economic Forum, the Economic Development Board of Singapore, we call it EDB, together with McKinsey, Siemens, and TÜV SÜD, in 2019 has developed internationally recognized framework called Smart Industry Readiness Index. Leveraging on our global and local expertise in India, we have partnered with CII to deliver a certified assessor training program on Industry 4.0. Skill readiness is a critical and fundamental requirement to leverage the full potential of any technology, and this partnership addresses exactly that fundamental need. Another great opportunity for Indo-German collaboration is in the area of green energy costs. The last decade has seen a massive global investment in renewable technology, which have resulted in improvement in efficiency of solar PV modules, wind turbine technology, among other things. As a result, there has been a substantial reduction in the cost of green energy, especially for wind power and definitely for solar, which has drastically dropped by a very, very really with a heavy margin. Germany has been a leader in such in this investment, paving the path for green finance. With TÜV SÜD's two competency centers, one in Germany for offshore wind and wind type certification, and the other in India for solar, we look forward to continue playing a very critical role in this sector. While the pathway for transitioning from conventional energy sources to renewable energy is more or less clearly defined, reducing the greenhouse gas emissions in production processes is a much more difficult task. Several industrial processes require intense heat. For example, in a steel industry, it can go more than 1000 degrees centigrade. Since renewable is unable to generate this kind of heat, this heat is provided by burning fossil fuels. Green hydrogen holds the key to this concern. To ensure that hydrogen so produced is green, the electrolysis has to be powered by renewable. Electrolysis is relatively a mature technology, though currently very, very expensive. There are several German companies and research agencies that are working on this issue. In fact, TÜV SÜD is working on projects across the globe to build a hydrogen roadmap, and as an active member of the Hydrogen Council, is playing a predominant role in driving this and related narrative forward. Next comes the e-mobility. While we are all committed to EV 30 at 30 initiative, India will also have to focus on developing the right infrastructure, not only in the terms of production and charging network, but also quality safety of the batteries. While EVs are the future and a great way to reduce emissions, any adverse event because of the concerns on the safety is likely to severely impact the acceptance of this e-mobility. In the e-mobility space, I would like to quote an example about the prestigious iLink project. iLink is the world's first hydrogen fuel cell passenger train manufactured by Alstom that made its debut this year on the Railway Research Institute's test track in Poland. We are very proud to be associated with this revolutionary project where TÜV SÜD has done safety concept of review of the train, the refueling station, and the operation within the workshops. And we have also performed the review of the overall safety concept of the traction system, including the battery, the hydrogen storage system, and the fuel cell system. Besides this, TÜV SÜD is one of the leaders in battery testing labs with 10 labs globally and capabilities to support the battery charging station infrastructure. We are working with several OEMs across the world, and in India, we are developing their footprints. This, I think, is another excellent opportunity for enhanced partnership between our two great nations. In my conclusion, I believe that Indo-German partnership has now reached a critical inflection point. There is an enormous potential, like we have discussed, and the future lies in tying up the German expertise in sustainable and green technologies to India's needs and its enormous markets. I'm confident that it will continue to be a shining example of what two nations working together can achieve, not only in the future of for the future of the planet, but for the people and their prosperity. I once again thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak and giving me a patient hearing.
Thanks.